My friends and I, in the summer, often meet and go out into nature with our wives. Everyone has had families, apartments, cars, and at least 35 years old for a long time, and as in childhood by the fire at night we tell stories, horror stories and similar heresy, so for laughs, but that night something terrible happened. Fortunately no one took the children with them. We sip a little beer, Sashka rattles something on his new guitar, although he sings so beautifully there and other songs unknown to me, but there are stories, it's interesting to everyone. So he rattles the strings slightly with a cigarette in his teeth, listening to the stories. One will tell, everyone will be silent, then they will laugh a little, and the next one, who knows what or who has what ripened in their heads. There are anecdotes and horror stories, all sorts of things. We go to this lake as usual in the evening. There are no people there during the day. Although it is small, overgrown with tall grass around, still there are fish and good approaches from different sides of the lake. You can swim, but the bottom is swampy knee-deep and mud floats. It is about 400 meters long and a little more than 200 wide. To the right of us, about 50 meters away, there is a dam where water comes out of the lake through pipes and makes a little noise. Well, it's past midnight, the fire is quiet, and on the other side of the lake apparently someone also remained, because you can see people and a fire, but they were almost inaudible, so rare laughter and music coming from the car. We sat with a beer, enjoying nature, and sat if not for the wild scream from the opposite side of the lake. The scream was terrible, as if someone had stabbed someone. We are silent, of course, we look at the other side, but although the moon was bright, we could not see anything what was happening there. A minute later there was another scream. It was even louder and more terrible. It was a woman's scream, already like a screech or a whistle. Well, our women, of course, shook up, sent us guys to go check what they had and calm down the brawler. Maybe someone drank too much and beats his wife, or even worse, rape. We go towards the dam, where the water flows out of the pipes. As we approached the dam, the noise of the flowing water became louder and louder, so that for a while we did not hear anything at all. Only the noise stopped, and we clearly heard our wives shouting that we should return to this shore. I honestly did not understand anything then, who was there on the shore and why to return. But since we have already passed more than half of it, we will reach and find out what is happening there. My friends and I decided. Sashka walked in front, I followed him, and then Dima and Kolya. The path was narrow, and we were all in shorts. Nettles and mosquitoes overcame thoroughly, and they squealed like half-cut. We ran back. While we were running, we heard the shot, and the echo from the gun went into the field. It seemed that even the water stopped flowing out of the pipes. After the shot everything was so quiet that nothing was heard, and there were waves on the lake, as if people were swimming. We ran up, and there were our women in tears, and music was playing in Dimka's car, then a radio, then a flash drive, and all this switched by itself. Dima quickly turned everything off and slammed the door of the car, but there was no one else, and the girls told us, interrupting each other, that as soon as we entered the dam, a girl came out of the water and began to laugh loudly. She was talking in an incomprehensible language, trying to grab one of us by the hand, as if inviting us to dance. And her mouth smelled of rotten meat, but we clung to the fire. Kolya's wife Natasha burned her leg badly. Then this guest screamed that her soul was cold, but she was afraid to approach the fire. She all stretched her hands to them, and something was sticking out of the lake, like a root from a tree. And on the other side of the lake, a fire is burning and curses are heard. And then again the scream, the same girl, and right next to us, only where no one understood, either in the bushes or by the lake. Even our women screamed in fear. Then something fell into the lake, and again silence. Only large waves from the shore slowly receded, and then not far from the shore a girl giggles in the water. We stepped closer to the lake, because the grass is tall there, but we were curious. In the light of the moon, it was difficult to see her, but she was 100% a girl, and the shadow of her was definitely in the water, and the waves were like from a living person, but it looked like it was not a person. We immediately washed away from there, despite the fact that we drank a little, left all our things on the shore and went from there to the nearest village. Sasha's parents live there. We sat until the morning in the summer kitchen. We told his parents, and they generally hear about this for the first time. They only told us that people often drown on that lake, come from the city, get drunk, and that's it. And we found children and women and even adult men. We were generally in a stupor from everything. At 7 o'clock in the morning we went to the lake to pick up our things. and there everything was destroyed and half of the things were floating in the middle of the lake. We were afraid to enter the water, so we collected what was lying on the shore and left for the city. The houses are somehow calmer.